expenses 800,000. You are spending on airtime, telephone, and communication expenses of 480,000. But water, you are spending it at 800,000. Chair, you now have visited a number of facilities, including the latest at Combe dispenser, and they have a challenge with water. So all this, Chair, I have tallied, Governor, in your unnecessary expenses, because rental supplies, medical cases, medical laboratory reagents, branding linen, which is understandable, the issue of fuel and oil transport, which is 2.6 million, fuel for production. I'll need clarity, Governor, because that is why this clerical error came, by the way, because you are saying fuel and oil for transport 2.6 million. Then you say fuel for production 815,000. So, Chair, I have total unnecessary expenses comes to around 12.8 to 13 million. From general office expenses, catering, health celebrations, printing and stationery, computer accessories, telephone and communication expenses. And I have found an interesting thing, Chair. Governor, do you outsource consultant services because you have paid 776,000? Who are these people? Does it mean you have professional? Does it mean Nandi County and your chief officer of health is here? Does it mean Nandi County lacks some of the professionals, and that is why you are outsourcing consultancy services, where you are paying in one financial year 776,000? So, Chair, you can look in unnecessary and unfortunate expenses. It comes to more than 13 million Kenyan shillings, which comes to almost a half, or even almost a half of pharmaceutical supplies of 26 million. That is why the governor has argued that there is delay there is not an availability of drugs, because he is spending it on unnecessary expenses. So my question, Governor, what is the justifiable reasoning or spending these 12 million in health celebrations, in general office expenses, in printing and stationery, in computer accessories, in airtime, in professional consultancy? And Makiu, I will assist by guiding you that when you talk about catering, there is already a provision of food and ratio, which I assume this is one is being supplied to the patients of 4.6. Even if you are to say doctors and nurses are consuming 3.4, they are almost consuming the same as the patients, yet the patients are much more. So that will be my third and final question. Shall I yield the ground?
There are so many questions. I don't know whether, Governor, you are writing down all of them.
But I requested, Chair, if you had, I requested him to write it down.
Chair, yeah. I think, and maybe we just need guidance, analyzing the details of a budget was not an audit query. If we needed those details, and the Senator wants those details, and the committee
Chair, on point of order, on Article 229. It says the Parliament shall consider.
Kindly allow me to talk. You have had your bite. To a forum, come specifically to address ourselves to specific questions and specific issues. Details of analyzing the item by item of the budget, there is a whole process of how a budget is arrived at. It's not a decision of the governor. The budget is not done by the governor. It is done public participation, including the county assembly, and therefore the details of those discussions of this one and this and this, if then the senator needs details on those ones, and we are communicated in writing in good time, we can respond so that we can be able to give specific responses to each of those questions. But really, if you look at what we came, the audit queries, we are here to respond. If we allow that kind of questioning, then I might then require to have a whole team, but also in good time for us to discuss. So I think what the Senate has raised, valid as they are, if you can be able to share with us in writing, we can be able to respond to all those issues. But really, it would be fair that we are able to deal with audit queries as captured and, you know, on the basis of what I was invited to come and respond to, than really to go on, you know, on a mission that, you know, again, I am able to respond on top of my head on those issues. Yet, we have a whole team and a whole process and a procedure how budgets are done. You know, I may even find when a budget is done, you know, even if you have concerns as a governor that maybe this should have been, that is why it is, you know, we provide a budget that goes to the assembly, it goes through public participation, it is amended, certain things are changed based on the input of the public and the county assembly, and therefore when the budget finally is approved, it may not be exactly what the governor had provided for. So really, let's just be fair so that it doesn't look like this budget is drawn exclusively by the governor. And if we want to have a discussion on the budget and, you know, the entire budget line by line, I think a better forum, you know, should then be availed so that then we can have that discussion. So, Chair, I think let's just be fair in terms of what needs to be responded.
I think what I think Senator Cherargei was doing was that the query on budgets and performance, it showed there were variances between what was budgeted and what was actually spent. So what he was trying to analyze is actually the financial statements that and linking it to that query, that maybe the expenditure was varied from the budget because of the transaction that are listed here. So I think he was struggling to try and link that to the budget performance. But anyway, let me give him a chance to respond.
Yeah,
and then
I think you have captured partly what I asked. I was just looking at the budget performance and control. And even I asked a basic question to the governor. Do we need hiring of consultancy services? You should have said we don't have a gynecologist, for example, or oncologist, and say that's the reason we pay. It is a simple question. So, Governor, Chair, what can happen if the governor would want to respond on budget priority that are on his own financial statements, and then the committee can write a letter to him. But my other questions the governor has avoided is even a simple question, revenue collection from Kapsabet all the way to Kaiboi hospitals, are they automated? Governor, do we need a meeting? I thought it's a yes or no, and which company is doing the collection? I thought that was a very fair question. And another question was why you are missing your targets in terms of revenue collection. And then number three, Chair, because we are on budget performance and control, is on the issue of priority. My question, Governor, the reason I was giving an examples of your own audit, and I know your fund manager is there, is I was asking, do we need to spend in your own financial statements, which is not generated by the Senate or OAG, do we need a priority of 13.1 million as opposed to 26 million that we are using to buy drugs? And then finally, Chair, Governor, the committee can write and request for details on those line by line budget. So, Governor, you are arguing before this committee in Article 229, Parliament shall consider reports from OAG. Then, Governor, why should we have this meeting if you can write written submissions and you don't need to appear before this committee? Because if we cannot ask clarification in consideration process to process our audit reports that will be tabled, then why should we have a meeting? Is it necessary? So if you can answer the 4 questions on the budget line, the committee can write, then you can respond. But can you respond on the issue of collection of revenue, the target that you have missed, the issue of priority, and the issue of the automation? And I ask a very basic question. You and me know that, and Chair, it is on record, and it is on the audit report of 23-24, that you had most of your stalled projects are linked to hospitals. And I was asking, could it be the reason that you are upon, because newborn mother and baby in Kapsabet is yet to be finished. Your own hospital, which is in Kobuja, is yet to be finished. Kapsengere is yet to be finished. Chepterwe is yet to be finished. And it is in the audit report, which is part of this consideration. And I was asking, could it be the reason why you are missing your revenue target and therefore affecting the budget performance, which is part of the audit query? So for the governor to say the issue of budget is not an audit query is misleading this committee, because one of the audits that are here is on the budget performance and control. So can he answer the questions, or if he doesn't want to answer, we can leave it at that.
Well, maybe I can give your point is well noted, Senator. Your point is well noted.
Chairman,
Yes.
Nobody has underplayed the importance of appearing before the Senate. But also, we could come here and we have a whole discussion on literally everything under the sun. It is possible. But I think for effective utilization of the time before the committee, the order has been that then you come and respond to audit queries. And that is my simple thing. I'm not saying that what he's asking is not, but get a forum for us to discuss those ones so that we have those details. But then if you discuss,
these are audit queries.
why don't you
listen? This is on
listen?
the audit report.
Yeah. Let him finish.
Unless the governor, sorry, Chair, unless I didn't get him right, I thought the governor has a benefit of the audit report. The questions I'm asking is emanating from the budget.
If the senator can spend more time listening, because he is speaking, and even when I am responding, he is speaking.
I'm active listener. And I think governor is taking this meeting casually, because the questions I'm raising, to be fair, even members here, is a massive valid question. Is our systems of collection of revenue hospital automated? Does it need a literature explanation, Chair?
Okay, let me direct this.
Yeah.
We have our fiscal analyst here. You are there.
Yes.
Yeah. I think the issue here is the query on budget control and performance. And the senator is trying to relate this to the financial statement. So we will ask you, because we need to make progress, to analyze what he has pointed out and then draw a parallel with that query of budget control and performance. Then the committee at report writing stage will make a decision on that matter. Because I'm saying we are going to spend a lot of time on this back and forth.
Chair, maybe with fiscal analyst, what is the revenue potential of Nandi? Under CRA.
Thank you, Senator. Through the chair, under CRA, based on the latest report they gave, that is a report on the year 2022, states that Nandi County, the revenue potential was around 4,353,000,000. That is based on that report. However, as a county specific, based on their target for the year under review, the target was 558,329,869, and they collected 307 million, which is appropriation is around 55% based on what their target and what they actually collected. Thank you, Chair.
That is the reason you know, Chair. That's why I was asking, because even when you look at the overall on-source revenue, they are still missing the target, just the potential. And maybe, Chair, so that we close that question. So does it mean Governor will not answer my questions? So that I leave it, you know, I know how to answer.
No, I think what the governor is implying,
Yes.
he had prepared to to respond
But
to.
Chair, let me ask you a simple. I have just asked, is our systems automated? Does it need to prepare? It is something basic. It's a yes or no. And then if consultant services have asked, do we have oncologists, for example? He can say, no, that is the reason we hire.
Chair.
So it's simple.
Okay, let us allow him.
Or Chair, we can write a whole letter, then he can come and answer another day if that will assist him to answer.
No. Let us allow the governor to take quality time to give an explanation, and then we move. Because
So, Chair, I will respond to the issues that touch on our appearance here. On the question of automation, yes, all our revenue collection collection processes are automated. Through consultancy services, we provide radiology services in Kapsabet. We do not have, radiologists and certain other consultants that we have to pay consultancy services for them to provide those services. So we have those categories of specialists that we do not have, that we have to outsource their services. In terms of the projects, the various projects that are ongoing within the county, FIF is not financing, the various infrastructure projects that are ongoing. They are being supported or they are being funded by the county budget. FIF largely targets the resources that are being raised within the hospital from the services that we offer, and the same money goes to the services and goes to supporting the continuity of those services. So there are no infrastructure projects like the ones that you have mentioned that are being funded by this. Chair, in terms of prioritization and budget, rationale, I think that is a discussion that we are happy to engage if the details are given in terms of what the senator wants to know, and we can be able to respond to those ones.
I think, Chair, the governor did not get me very well with a lot of indictments. Chair, I didn't mean that. I'm aware FIF does not fund infrastructure. I was saying this matters has been raised, and I was trying to tie up that could it be the reason you are missing revenue target by 41% in collection of revenue within the health facilities. I didn't mean that you are using FIF to fund, because we know the law. So that does it affect the performance of collection of revenue within the health facilities within Nandi?
No, it does not.
Just my simple question.
It does not.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we need to make progress. As I directed, your issue that you have pointed out, we will allow the fiscal analyst to analyze it further and give us a report as a committee. Senator Mudamu?
No, Chair, because you have ruled, I think I hear the frustrations of Senator Cherargei, but I think you should just direct that even if the governor was not ready today, you can respond back with a letter, you can write back with the answers. Thank you.
We will wait for the fiscal analyst to give us a report, and then based on that report, then we can write to the governor. Senator Chimera, put yourself on record.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, members. Good afternoon, Governor and your team. My name is Senator Chimera, Senator from Kwale County, member of this committee.
Maybe before we end, we have